Hello, everyone, and welcome again to the Unfound Podcast channel on YouTube. I'm, of course, Unfound's host, Ed Densel. I hope everybody's doing well. Before I get started, I hope you will like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet a subscriber to this channel, please consider doing so right down there in the bottom right-hand corner. And maybe if you'd like to go one step further, become a member of this channel for only 10 cents a day. As the title suggests, this is a map analysis for the disappearance of Paris Hobson. This is an episode that came out on September 16th, 2022. And I'm going to show you where she was, where she allegedly was going. I'm going to show you some of the surrounding area. And then I'm going to show you the Behavior Institute that was mentioned during the interview that I did with her mother, Rochelle. And this is a place where seemingly a friend of Paris's, whose name was edited out of the interview, was at the time. He says he left before this all happened. That will be up for you to decide. All right, so what you're looking at here in this video on the screen is Shriver Avenue. This is the main street that was discussed during the interview. And right in here is where Paris's grandparents, Rochelle's parents, lived, right here on Shriver Avenue, right there in Massillon, Ohio. Now, as far as the park goes, you can see it. The title of it is right there. So this is Shriver Park. You can see it's very, very close. And so when Rochelle talked about how she saw Paris walking down the street, she would have been walking down this way, and then presumably she would have to make a left to get to the park. It's unclear whether Rochelle saw her make that left or not, and my guess here is that this entire area, both over here and over here, it's all considered to be, even though there's this street here, maybe this is all considered to be part of this Shriver Park. But you can see how close it is. All right, so if she was going down to the park for whatever reason, it's not a long walk, and we now know maybe she wasn't telling the truth on that. Paris wasn't telling the truth on that, but to walk down there and back for whatever reason, even if you're going to just stay there for 10 minutes, it should be only a total of 15 minutes down there, stick around, and then come back. All right. Now, distressingly, this is what I have to do. I have to point out things like this. But to zoom out, you will now then see that, and here we are where Shriver Park is, the river is right there. I'll zoom this back in one more time in. So here is where she was. Here is the park. And straight down this road. Now, there is a highway here and everything. There's some businesses. But I've done a street view on this. I'm not going to do that for this video. But certainly possible to walk down here and, not to be morbid, but there are certainly ways to walk down this street and then eventually get down to the river. In fact, you can see that there are paths or roads or something that go right along the Tuscarora River. Not far at all. Just looking at the mileage here, or the feet, actually, it's, I'm going to say, a little over a quarter mile. That's it. From the house, which is right here, to the edge of the water right here, about 1,500 feet. So we need to keep that in mind. And I think we also have to start thinking, let's say that Paris was thinking about that. Of course, she's going to know walking away, and I'm not inclined to believe that she got abducted. She may very well have gotten picked up by somebody, but I do not believe that she got abducted. But if she wasn't abducted, then if she did have something, suicidal thoughts, something like that in her mind, even so, she would have to be knowing that her family would come looking for her in fairly a short time. Maybe 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. So if she had a plan to do something, and she know they'd probably start driving around in their cars, well, she's on foot. Of course, they'd be able to move faster than she can. So we have to think about, if she was planning to walk, how far could she have gone in those 15 minutes before her family got in a car and started to look for her? So she wasn't planning on coming back. This had to have been a plan that she had in her mind, that she would have to do whatever she was going to do in a very short period of time, because she would know in that short period of time, after 15 minutes, after 20 minutes, that possibility that her family would come looking for her. So keep that in mind. Now, as far as this Behavioral Institute, there are a couple different places here in the Massillon area, but I think I've narrowed it down to the correct one. And it's the only one that actually has rooms and beds and things where people can actually stay. These other places are just clinics or something like this. This is the actual kind of hospital. So I'm going to put that in there right now so you can see, if I can type correctly with one hand. And this is it right here. So as I was stating during the interview, and now this is actually directions from Shriver Park, which is close enough. Once again, right up here at the top of the screen, you can even see it there, says Shriver Park. This is where the park is, where her family was right over here at this area. But here is driving. You can see it right there. 4 minutes or 1.6 miles. I believe this is where the guy who was friends with Paris, whose name was once again edited out of the interview, I believe that's where he was. Now, he says that before this ever happened, he had already left Massillon and was already back in Georgia. Once again, that's for you to determine if that's true or not. But there it is right there. 1.6 miles. Now, if we want to change that to walking terms, the walking would be only take a half hour. And on top of that, I guess I should remind all of you that what came out in the interview is that before she walked away, Paris had actually taken her car and gone for 10 minutes. She went somewhere for 10 minutes. And you'll have to ask yourself, is it a coincidence that to drive from where she was at her grandparents' place to the behavioral health place and back, it says it's 4 minutes one way. So round trip, 8 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes, somewhere in there. You'll have to determine whether that is a coincidence or not. So there you go. That is the map analysis for the disappearance of Paris Hobson. This is a disappearance. Please remember that it's not even 3 years old. She disappeared on Christmas Day 2019. Once again, please consider giving this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you'd really like to take it a step further, please consider becoming a member of this channel at only 10 cents a day. Thanks for watching.